Welcome to Ballet Bites. Today, we're diving into the pressure cooker of modern ballet, 12-hour rehearsals, aching joints, and yes, that ever-present scale in the corner.
I'm really excited to jump into this. There's so much buzz right now.
Right, so let's start with the big discussion on the ideal ballet body. You know, the Royal Ballet School's April 2025 move to admit plus-size dancers sparked a firestorm online.
Yeah.
Critics were practically screaming, "Stop promoting obesity," while supporters hailed it as a long overdue reality check.
Yep, that online debate was wild. Sort of a clash between tradition and much-needed modernity.
And it's interesting how the timeline plays into it. 10 years back, Misty Copeland was breaking molds just by being visibly muscular. And now, as People magazine previewed her farewell gala, scheduled for October 22, 2025, even she admits to lingering body doubt after 25 years in the spotlight. The conversation goes way beyond any one star.
Exactly, it's a much bigger dialogue about identity and health versus that narrow definition of beauty.
Moving on, let's tackle the second big question. Can studios really divorce aesthetics from health? At places like Boston Ballet, nutritionists are now sneaking into morning classes, offering snack cart consults between bar combinations.
Yeah, really revolutionary.
It's a step towards allowing dancers to actually fuel their bodies instead of starve them for that ideal silhouette.
Absolutely, the idea of nurturing rather than just pushing aesthetics is so refreshing.
Now, on the health front, there's another tough point. Orthopedic clinics are jam-packed, with PBS Reno reporting on a peak stress fracture risk in girls under 12 because their bones haven't matured.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, TikTok shows 8-year-olds trying to force a 180-degree turnout on their kitchen floors. It's quite alarming.
It's intense. Seeing those young dancers pressured into such extremes really underlines the issue.
And that brings us to question 3. Why is there still this glorification of dance through pain? I mean, a National Ballet of Canada insider even shared via DM that company emails now subtly demand injured dancers to smile more for patrons. That's
Exactly.
code for having to hide that limp or the pain they're in, which is just not sustainable.
Right, it's nearly as if the show must go on, even at the cost of the dancer's well-being.
And consider Guillaume Cote. He recently announced his retirement on CTV News, citing chronic hip issues after years of dancing through pain. It's these stories that really highlight how the culture of silence, where skip one performance and you risk your rank, is detrimental.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of pressure just creates a cycle of self-sacrifice that ultimately harms the artist.
Now, question 4 really hones in on power hierarchies. Directors in many companies wield unchecked authority over everything, from casting decisions to those invasive daily weigh-ins. For instance, Queensland Ballet recently faced a $945 million deficit, which led to axing 27 jobs, including 8 dancers, while top executives still reap their bonuses. Dancers increasingly feel, well, disposable.
I mean, that just seems so unfair. Directors can change the landscape overnight, and dancers become collateral damage in the process.
Exactly. When a new boss like Ivan Gil Ortega swoops in after something like Leanne Benjamin's surprise exit, suddenly there's a new look and a new body type on the wish list.
Right. And while some companies are starting to experiment with peer-elected wellness committees, I wonder if that's really enough to shift deep-seated hierarchies.
That's a good point. Take Houston Ballet's pilot launching this September, where dancers can anonymously flag abusive coaching. It's like having an HR system that's point-shoe
really
fluent.
promising.
Although skeptics argue about whether such committees actually have teeth without binding contractual clauses.
True, it's a bit like voting on the playlist, while the conductor still holds all the power over the performance.
Finally, we get to question 5, the economic future of dancers. Short, intense careers combined with modest wages mean an unstable future. In Canada, 2025 pension tweaks, as highlighted by fiscal agents, often won't cover most dancers. And in the US, only a handful of unionized companies even offer partial 401k matches.
Yeah, it's really a stark contrast to the safety nets available in other sports. Exactly. I mean, compare that to NFL players whose average career is just 3 years, but who exit with league stipends and insurance. It really puts things in perspective.
And that's why crowdfunding has become a sort of makeshift pension plan for dancers. You can search GoFundMe and find campaigns for everything from surgeries to retraining programs, even rent. It's both heartwarming and heartbreaking.
Right, absolutely. It really underscores the broader issue. The art is alive and beautiful, but the people behind it are, struggling to secure their futures.
So let's talk fixes. First off, ditch those invasive weigh-ins in favor of performance-based metrics. Think stamina, artistry, acting chops instead of just a number on a scale.
Yeah, that feels like a step in the right direction. And what about a mandatory off-season? I mean, if Broadway can close theaters for dark weeks, ballet studios can offer structured breaks for recovery too, right?
Exactly. A true mandatory off-season could do wonders. Then we have the idea of wellness committees with the actual power to veto excessive rehearsal schedules, a real check on potentially harmful overwork.
That seems like an effective safeguard. Plus, there's the option of portable retirement funds negotiated at the union level, kind of modeled after Australia's superannuation system.
Precisely. And then finally, there's education. Every pre-professional program should include injury prevention science alongside those classic bar combinations. It's about creating a healthier culture from the ground
Absolutely, that
up.
holistic view is essential. Now, I do have to respectfully challenge one point. While these fixes are brilliant on paper, do you really think they'll stick when many companies are still so wedded to outdated aesthetics? There might be, resistance at the top.
Fair critique. It's like the market is already voting with tickets. Companies flaunting healthy, diverse casts, like the Dutch National Ballet, are posting record sales, while those clinging to the waif look scrambled for donors.
Yep, that market shift is hard to ignore. So, it's essentially a matter of aligning financial incentives with the well-being of dancers, isn't it?
Exactly. In the end, the tutu might be beautiful, but the person wearing it must, survive beyond Act 3. Shifting from a focus on the perfect arabesque to sustainable artistry is, well, the key to longer careers and healthier lives.
Right. And that could mean farewell galas that celebrate decades of brilliance instead of premature, tearful exits.
Yes, imagine Misty-style farewell celebrations, but where the dancer is celebrated for longevity and resilience rather than for a fleeting, idealized image.
That's the dream. Plus, when directors and companies start truly valuing the well-being of their artists, it's not just about saving careers, it's about sustaining an art form that has inspired us for centuries.
Exactly. It's a cultural shift in every sense, rethinking the very foundations of ballet. When dancers feel supported and empowered, their art can flourish in ways that are, truly transformative.
Yeah, transformative indeed. And it's a dialogue that needs to continue. Listeners, which of these 5 questions hits you hardest? Is it the body image debate, the health risks, the painful culture, the power imbalances, or the shaky financial futures?
We'd love to hear your thoughts. Send in a voice memo, drop a comment, whatever works for you. Let's keep this conversation moving forward.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us today on Ballet Bites. Until next time, remember to stretch smart, feed your body, and cherish the art and the artist alike.